Cathie Wood sold about $19 million worth of Tesla stock. To be precise, 72,183 shares on Friday. This was the last possible trading day before delivery numbers, in which delivery numbers are coming out here shortly, within the next couple of hours. So, does this mean anything? Why did Cathie sell Tesla? Before the bears talk about this in a negative way, let's break it down for you. On top of that, speaking of deliveries, based on the current estimate, I want to go over how Tesla stock could perform in a worst case scenario, in a meeting expectation kind of scenario, and a big beat to estimate scenario. Let's go ahead and get into all of this information. If this is your first time to the channel and you like to make money, which should be everyone, if you want to grow your net worth, again, should be everyone, reach financial freedom as quickly as possible, and stay up to date with everything happening in our markets as well as with Tesla stock, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Now, Friday was an interesting day. It was the last day of Q2. It was the last day of the first half of 2023. You're officially in the second half of 2023 currently. This means portfolio rebalancing. Now, portfolio rebalancing is essentially, just to simplify this, is where hedge funds and institutions, they look at their portfolio and they reallocate positions. Some hedge funds, if they were unallocated to technology, maybe they put a little bit more money towards technology. If they were underweight in a certain sector, maybe they allocated more of their portfolio to the other sector, meaning they more frequently on the last couple of days of a quarter or last couple of days of a first half or second half of the year, they buy or sell a lot more stock. That is one reason why Cathie likely sold some shares of Tesla. Cathie Wood currently has over $900 million worth of Tesla, $930 million to be exact. The second reason, which is probably the more obvious reason why Cathie Wood sold Tesla, is because Tesla, after this recent rally, is now 11.73% of ARK Invest. Cathie Woods likes to keep single stock allocations under 10%. Now, what the bears are not going to tell you is that Cathie Wood is actually net positive on her buys of Tesla for this year. Cathie has bought more shares than she has sold. Cathie Wood's buying so far this year is positive with a tally of 1.193 billion purchases and 876,000 sale transactions. So she has bought around $300 million more of Tesla than she has sold of Tesla. What has happened is Cathie was buying when the stock was $100, $120, $130, $140. Now the stock's $265. The percentage has moved up quite a bit. So she's getting reallocated, trying to get that closer to 10%. So this recent move from Cathie Wood is nothing but being a good fund manager, doing what she's supposed to do. Not one part of me thinks that she is more bearish on Tesla today than she was weeks or months ago. Not one part of me. There's been nothing but positive news coming out for Tesla. And we're going to be getting delivery numbers on Sunday. In a scenario in which I would be concerned about Cathie selling stock is if she sold like hundreds of millions of dollars of Tesla before deliveries. She sold less than 20 million worth of Tesla stock on Friday. This is nothing to be concerned with. And I'm sure a lot of you guys understand that. Now, current estimates from FactSet for Tesla deliveries coming out here in just a couple of hours, so this is pretty urgent information, is around 445,000 units. The average analyst estimate, compiling all of the estimates together, is 446,000 deliveries. Now, let me run through simple math here of some of the data that we know so far, like vehicle registrations out of China, Europe, and kind of extrapolate what we tend to see with the US as well. Go over some divergences that could make these numbers better than expectations possibly, or maybe come in line with expectations. So China, it looks like we've seen around 155 to 160,000 deliveries, while the US tends to deliver about 30% more vehicles than China on any given quarter. Around 30 to 40%. That's typically what we see. Problem is, we don't get vehicle registration numbers out of the US. So we don't really know. The best data we have to go off of is Tesla app downloads, which really doesn't tell you all too much. So, based on 150,000 estimated deliveries in China, and that's being conservative, 30% more than that is 45,000, meaning the US may have delivered around 195,000 Teslas last quarter. That would be 345,000 deliveries for China and North America. Europe, we tend to see around 90,000 to 100,000 deliveries every quarter. Typically where it tends to be. And this last quarter looks comparable to that. So if you add 90,000 to 345,000, you're at 435,000. Add another 10 million or 10,000 roughly from Australia, you're at about 445,000 deliveries. That's likely where this estimate is coming from. Now, maybe you've seen more deliveries in North America, especially because in this latest quarter, all Tesla models now qualify for a $7,500 tax credit. And that's a pretty big incentive to buy from Tesla. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think Tesla delivery numbers are going to be, and if you have seen more Teslas out on the road the last couple of months. That might be more powerful information than Tesla app downloads in terms of potentially beating estimates. Let me know down below in the comment section. As far as how Tesla stock can move, well, let's talk about it. Tesla stock has recently rallied quite a bit. Now, this is not based on better than expected deliveries. This is not based on better expected profits from Tesla in the future. This rally in Tesla has been due to a couple factors, but not those. It's been due to AI, hype, and a higher valuation around AI. It's been due to recent partnerships for Tesla charging, right? That's pretty self-explanatory. We go over that almost every single day. There's a new company partnering with Tesla. It's been based off of a more lenient market to allow higher valuations. When you look at Apple or Microsoft, they're trading 2 or 3 times the value of Tesla on a PEG ratio, factoring in future growth. Well, those are some of the reasons why Tesla's rallied right now. Matter of fact, estimates for Tesla's EPS have fallen from about 91 cents per share for this quarter 3 months ago down to about 78 cents per share. So estimates have actually fallen quite a bit, around 15 to 20% or so. So that's where you could get a big reaction to Tesla stock. If Tesla does beat estimates the way I expect they will, we'll talk about my expected delivery number. Well, that's going to mean more profits. That's going to mean a lower valuation. That's good news for Tesla. Now, I personally think you've seen around 150,000 deliveries in China. This could be a little bit too conservative. This number could be higher. Keep that in mind. I think you probably seen around 220,000 deliveries in North America for Tesla this last quarter. That's going to put your number at 370,000 deliveries for China and the US. Go ahead and add 100,000 to that. You're at 470,000 deliveries. Add 90,000. You're at 460,000 deliveries. I think that's a much better potential number that we're going to see from Tesla. Around 460,000 deliveries. If we come in estimates, wouldn't surprise me. That would just mean that North America was not as strong as maybe I suspect they were. And maybe next quarter is going to be better than expectations. I do think that $7,500 tax credit did drive more people in North America to buy Teslas. But you didn't see all models qualify for this until about a month ago. Now, based on my estimate of around 460,000 vehicles being delivered for Q2, that number for Tesla stock would likely send the stock over $300 per share. The highest estimate for Tesla deliveries is 460,000. That's the highest estimate, meaning 95% of analysts are expecting below 460,000 deliveries. That would be a big upset to expectations, and Tesla stock would rally quite aggressively. I think as high as 350 following a couple of weeks, down the line, would be a very real possibility. Based off of current short interest numbers, you're seeing about 96 million shares sold short in Tesla. That's the highest amount since June 15th of 2021. You have a massive short interest currently on Tesla. You have $24 billion worth of short positions currently on Tesla. If you beat expectations to that degree, that likely causes some sort of a short squeeze or some sort of intense option buying or just buying of Tesla stock in general that would cause the stock to rally well above $300 per share. If Tesla deliveries come in around expectations, call it 145,000 deliveries to 147,000 deliveries, the stock probably moves higher as well. The stock probably moves to about 275 to 280 if I were to imagine, based off of the simple fact of we're expecting lower EPS next quarter. Currently, estimates have come down recently, so that would mean maybe estimates need to go higher for Q2. And it's not as bad as it could have been. There's always this narrative out there in the markets, especially with Tesla, that things could get bad at some point. Things could fall off of a cliff at any moment. And there's always that pricing in of what if something bad happens. So if you don't get that worst case scenario, it could lead to the stock going higher. Now, if the worst case scenario were to happen, and let's say Tesla delivered about 430,000 deliveries. I think that's the lowest these numbers could possibly come in, considering the data we already know. I would be shocked if numbers are lower than 430,000 deliveries. Well, based off of that, the stock probably trades down to about 230. That's going to be a good reset from the high that we seen at $277 recently. And that's going to be a bit of a consolidation phase. This would almost put you back to the levels we seen in February of 2023 when Tesla stock hit a high of about 220. It's possible you could fall to 220, but I think you're going to continue to see some cushion for Tesla as investors are really pricing in that trough where margins have fallen. They should start to recover a little bit. Some of this negative expectation that we've seen that dropped Tesla from, 315 in August of 2022, This never materialized. So I think you do have some cushion to the downside here. And I think odds are deliveries do come in between, call it 450 and 460. My estimate's around 460. Again, it wouldn't surprise me if deliveries came in around 450, 455. But I think that's enough to give you an upside move in Tesla, at the very least, not to see a big drop. But again, if you miss on estimates, there will be some downside here. And that's what you need to know heading into delivery numbers. Of course, we will get you those delivery numbers as soon as they come out and break down exactly what's likely to happen next for Tesla stock. If you guys want to watch that video as soon as it comes out, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well as that, hit the like button on your way out of this video. Let me know what your estimate is for Tesla deliveries. I hope you're excited as I am, because it's about to get very volatile very quickly. Get yourself free money on the way out of this video as well. Deposit $1 using the link down below in the description of this video for Webull. You will get 15 free stocks for $1. Free money. Send a couple free stocks my way. It's a win-win for everyone involved. If you guys want to come trade this development with Tesla in this next upcoming week and anything else that I trade, I send out my alerts every time I do make a trade. There's a newswire over there. There's a lot of cool tools that you can use. Link down below in the description of this video for that as well. Most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.